to my channel. This week I'm on the hunt for some good New York bagels. But spoiler alert, my favorite bagel shop in all of New York City is actually Bo's Bagels in Harlem, just above Central Park. I made a whole video on it if you're wondering why, and I'll link it on the screen somewhere here. So what is this video? This is me expanding my palette, going into other parts of New York City because I'm not always in Harlem and you might not always be in Harlem too. And we still might want a bagel if we're not up there, so we're gonna try some other shops and see what we like. But before we get started, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up so that way we can keep on growing. Now how this is gonna work is I had my lovely boyfriend, Brian, send me bagels from 3 different bagel shops. They're all some form of egg and cheese and they're on a sesame bagel. And that's all that I know about them. I don't know where they're from. I don't know if I've walked past the bagel shop before. I don't know if I've eaten from this bagel shop before. So I'm gonna give you a fully unbiased, blind taste test review with no preconceived notions about these places. And then afterwards, we'll find out where they're from together. And I'll link all the information down below. So that way, next time you're in New York City, you can check them out if you want to. So now we have a lot of bagels to eat. Let's go. Option 1. So this is what we've got here. So first impression, this bagel is thick. You can see here how much bread it is, and it's very round, which I'm not mad about. That's just my first impression of the appearance. Now let's look on the outside. So we've got sesame seeds on the top, and they look toasted. And it looks like no sesame seeds on the bottom, maybe just some remnants, if anything. So just, actually, it looks like just sesame seeds on the bottom. Yeah, because this is how you would hold it, unless it's just like kind of cut weird. So potentially just sesame seeds on the bottom. And it looks like a cheddar with the egg. And this looks like a scrambled egg as the way that it was prepared. My first, at first glance, besides of how like round and plump it looks, my first thought is that it's very neat. Usually when I get like an egg and cheese, it's messy, it's hard to keep things together. This feels like I could eat this on a moving train and have no problems. So let's see if I can do it standing up. Okay, first bite. Oh, also it is clearly toasted. So you can see that the bagel is toasted. Here we go. That was a very bready bite. I only got egg, no cheese. But the sesame flavor came through really good. So if you're looking for like a fluffy, like classic, like plump New York bagel, I think this is a good option. It's not like massive, but you definitely get that like bready bite that I think a lot of people go after when they come to New York City and they want like a huge bagel. But this isn't as overwhelming because it's a little smaller. I'm gonna take a bite from the other side, or like where it looks like there's more cheese, just to be fair, because I didn't get cheese on that one, which let's open it up. Okay, is there only cheese on like the one side? Oh yeah, so like when you open it up, you can see that there's just no cheese on top. So I'm guessing that this is actually the top. It's just like looks weird, like the bottom must have been rounder, and that's why there's sesame seeds over here. So I'm gonna take a bite from a side with like more cheese and see. Definitely more flavor because I had the cheese this time, but I still think it is like, its strength has to be the bread. Like it's super fluffy. Almost reminds me of like just a fresh loaf of bread, which I appreciate. But the thing that's interesting to me is like a bagel like this that like holds up so well on its own, I wouldn't toast. But I don't know if it's just like the moisture from the egg. It doesn't really feel toasted. It just visibly looks like it was toasted. So I will rank them at the end based on what I would eat again and why. So for now, I'm gonna put bagel shop number 1 to the side and go to bagel shop number 2. Okay, here's bagel shop number 2. Now, the first thing that I noticed from this is definitely a runny egg. I do have a soft spot for a runny egg, but they can be messier than an egg and cheese. However, this also gets a check for the neat scale. It's very satisfying on the inside, you can see. So let's go ahead and give this a try. It also looks like it's cheddar. I believe that is cheddar. Okay, so let's check for sesame seeds. We've got some sesame seeds on the bottom and we've got some sesame seeds on the top. That ratio is pretty good, very classic to New York. Not all bagel shops do that, but I like to check because it is something that you find in New York a lot. Take a first bite. Okay, just like off the bat, this one is so much better for my preferences. I mean, I think part of it is like it kind of set me up for success a little better. I like the sesame seeds on the top and the bottom. I got more of a sesame flavor for sure. And I think that the egg flavor just kind of overpowers. Like the scrambled or like omelet, almost like egg in the last one, really didn't do anything for me. It almost just felt like it wasn't like seasoned. It didn't really like give me anything in the sandwich. Now I think that the like bready factor and the first bagel definitely is much better. Like I think if you were gonna get that other bagel, like it's probably better with just butter or like cream cheese. That's what you're going for. But I like a good breakfast sandwich. And so I think that this is a better full package so far. I think that the bread on it is good, but it's a very like thin bagel for what it is and like, you know, the market that we're looking at. New York bagels are known to be big and fluffy. Now, personally, if you do go and watch my video on Bo's Bagels, you know that I don't always love a huge bagel. I like something that is more compact. I think if this bagel was this thickness all around, it definitely would be like, you know, 10 out of 10, like perfect for me. But because it's like a little thinner in some spots, it's not perfect. However, this is a really good bagel and I would definitely recommend it, and I would definitely go again because this just might be a misproportioned bagel. And I think that the egg preparation is really good. Like this is a good breakfast sandwich. They clearly know what they're doing, especially because it's so jammy. Now the one thing is I didn't really taste the cheese. I guess it just like blended in with the egg a lot. We have another bite over here and see if I can get some more cheese. Seems to be the theme today that the cheese is hiding. Yeah, I got the cheese so much more that time. I think I just had a bite that didn't have as much cheese in it. But yeah, this is a good bagel. I would eat again. Okay, we have one more bagel shop. This is definitely the largest and the most messy looking of the bunch. Now, I was talking before about being set up for success. The first bagel, you know, it had a good base. The bread was really good. It was made very well. But, you know, the whole sandwich, the whole thing didn't come together. Now this one did not come cut. It is an egg and cheese sandwich. It was so hard to cut. I just felt like, I don't know if they forgot, but it was definitely something that was a bit of a struggle when I was opening this up. Besides the fact that this is like clearly the messiest bagel out of all of them. And it's also huge, but like interestingly huge because it's not too thick. It's like wide and the hole is kind of big, I feel like, for what it is, but it looks good. It does look good. And this one also looks like it's cheddar. Now that I think about it, the first one might have been American, but I couldn't really tell because there wasn't that much cheese. But this one definitely looks like cheddar. And it looks like we have another fried egg, but this one is not runny. This is just like a regular fried egg. Okay. Oh, it looks like there is some yolk on this. Okay, okay. So it's like half fried and then half like soft. I don't know. All right, let's take a bite. It's pretty good. Okay, there are sesame seeds on the top and there are sesame seeds on the bottom. Only the first one didn't have them on both. But this, I like this a lot more than I thought I was going to, because visually it was kind of annoying, like to have to cut and it was like so big. But the one thing I don't like is that it looks like there's like two different types of eggs. Like half of it is like a lot runnier and then like, you know, less cooked. And then another half is like more like a hard fried egg. I don't mind it, but I would like more consistency. However, this one is the first one to have a good amount of cheese. So like first bite, I got the cheese. I didn't have any option, or I didn't have any problems. Now something else that I think is interesting, the second one didn't have the bagel actually toasted, which I didn't even notice because I don't mind bagels not toasted. If they're a good bagel, they should need to be toasted. This one, you can tell it's not toasted, but what's interesting is that it's really toasty. So like it's got a good crust and you kind of get more of like that extra flavor from toasting, which I appreciate. It kind of gives it like a nicer, like crisp taste. But I don't know, this is interesting because I would say that the eatability, like if I was to eat this on a moving train, would be kind of a lot lower because it's much harder and like bigger. But it's still really good. I don't know. I think overall flavor, this one is really impressing me. And I also think that like, it depends on like what you want out of a bagel. For me, I want a full package. This is a good full package. You know, we've got the extra yolk from the egg. We've got a good amount of cheese and we've got a great vessel to bring it all together. Okay, it's time to rank them. And then we're gonna find out where they're from. So my final rankings are, in third place, we have bagel number 1. I did not like this bagel, but full package wise, it definitely came in last. I think that this bagel is for someone who wants something super bready. You pretty much could eat it on its own and feel like pretty happy with it. However, sesame seed ratio didn't stand up to the two other options, and in the egg and cheese category, it is definitely coming last. However, if we were just to put butter and all on all of them, this one I think would rank first. So, an egg and cheese, bagel number 1 comes in third. And in second place, we have bagel number 2. So I liked this bagel. I really did. And I was very impressed, and I thought that this was going to be bagel number 1. However, I think that it didn't have any pizzazz. It was really good, and I think that it did everything well, but you'll find in a moment why I think the winner should be bagel number 3. First place. Woo! Okay, so what I think is great about this bagel is it's something I definitely can't get anywhere. I can't just go to like a random bagel shop in a random city and feel like I could get something that's like kind of comparable. This is very unique, super different. It's big, it gives you like a New York experience, but it's also got a lot of pizzazz. It has the sesame seeds on the top and the bottom, which bagel number 2 also had. But this one was toasted just a little bit more, but the inside wasn't toasted. It was still nice and soft and chewy, and it was bigger. So you felt like you were getting something kind of different and not like, you know, too like plump and perfect. And because I think the shape was a little different, it was like toasty on the outside, like I said, and the eggs were cooked so well with the good cheese ratio. I just feel like it is our clear winner, and it's somewhere I definitely want to try again. So, let's find out where the bagels are from. The first bagel is from Essa Bagel. So I think I've had Essa Bagel maybe once. There are actually a bunch of locations in the city, so I'm kind of excited that this was one that Brian picked. And the receipt says that this bagel cost $5.55. So that is where the first bagel's from. Pretty exciting because I would not have guessed that. I had absolutely no guesses for where any of these bagels were from. Okay, so our second bagel was from Thompson Square Bagels, which is super famous and I have been to before, but I guess I don't have a good memory because I had absolutely no idea that that's where this bagel is from. And I'm pretty sure I got a sesame bagel when I was there last time. But this bagel is more expensive than our first bagel. This one was $6.95 and they charged 25 cents for cheddar cheese, which I think is like kind of crazy. But that being said, Thompson Square Bagels, still a good option, I think, because like I said, it almost tied for first place. And our winner is from Tal Bagels, which I have never heard of and have never been to. So I'm actually very excited about how this turned out because I've been to the two other options and I couldn't identify them. I think it's pretty cool because I'm gonna definitely go check Tal Bagels out. Apparently it is somewhere on First Ave, but I'm gonna link all of the information down below so that way you can check out any of these bagel shops next time you visit New York City. And also the total for our Tal Bagel was $6.86 with tax. They did charge $1.30 for cheddar, which I think is a little expensive. However, it's only $6.86 for a bagel and it was pretty good, so I'll give them a pass. It does say that the egg was over medium, which makes sense why I was like, is it supposed to be ready? Is it supposed to not be ready? Because over medium sometimes is in between. So they also get a pass for that too. And I think my favorite thing about Tal Bagels that really set it apart is that the bagel was soft, but still had a good crust. So when you bit into it, you really got like a satisfying chew, and it was super tasty and had a really good full package. So I hope you really like this video. I had a lot of fun doing it. If you want me to do any other blind taste test type videos, or you have any other bagel shops or any other places in New York City you want me to review or check out, be sure to let me know in the comments below. I will definitely be looking at those for any suggestions. And if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up so that way we can keep on growing. Bye!